Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have the famous, ever famous Chris and Sarah Ingham with the absolute story of their lives. Ever heard the one about the cat burglar? Well, this is it. So, let's get right into it without further ado.
Everyone, good morning and welcome to a monumental day of this trip. Today, something very special is happening that everyone's been very excited about happening and looking forward to. Waking up in this beautiful place, Sagres, the most southwesterly point of mainland Europe right now. Look at this blue sky. We've got no wind today whatsoever. It's 29 degrees, feeling good. So nice. But, oh, okay. Maybe a tiny weeny bit of wind if we go around the corner of the van a little bit. It's definitely better from yesterday. Anyway, today we're actually heading off from here. We're moving back inland a little bit, 20 minutes or so down the road to a very special place. But first of all, we need to go to Lidl to pick up a few bits for the next few days. So again,
I feel like we've lived in Lidl.
We love Lidl.
Lidl's boss. Lidl's boss in Portugal though.
Little pizza from Lidl.
Okay, we'll see you at Lidl. Oh, my seatbelt's clipped. That was going to be a really smooth transition, but my seatbelt's still clipped in. That holds the door shut. Just my extra safety. Look.
I'm going to have to explain why we do this now.
No, Sarah, no. Let me explain, please. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a summer's eve, in a quiet caravan lay 6 sleeping babes. 1 babe, 2 babe, 3 babe, 4. 5 babe, 6 babe, another babe more. As they slept, dreaming happy dreams, an angel watched over them, dressed only in flimsy boxers and tatty, dirt-ridden socks, when all of a sudden a noise tickled the air. A man burst the door, sliding in like Chris's DMs. The babes lay still on the floor. Pulling a gun quick as a flash, Chris rose to his feet in a dash. The man, all in black, stared at Chris, who stared back. A back and forth, who would win? The man surely committed a sin. Staring at Chris's weenie, he ran off with a green beanie. The menaced man ran, as Chris yelled, "Oi, come back, you fam!" As the man got away, Chris, with his wobbly-knobbly knees, see-through boxers and dirty socks, shouted, "I just need you as a clickbaiter! You're just a jealous hater!" And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it happened. So forget everything else that you may or may not hear during the course of this video. That is the one. But let's hear it from Chris and Sarah's side, because they have a weird and wonderful perspective on this whole matter.
This is my extra safety method for night times, just in case. Right, and you might have noticed this as well. See that? Yeah, that wasn't there before we started the trip, but it is now.
I'm gonna have to quickly explain this now, guys, because why is there so many flies today?
Because it's hot again.
It's because the wind's gone.
Yeah.
The flies are all like, yay, we can spread our wings and fly again. I feel like that about my hair. Yay, I can let it free because it's not too sticky. Anyway, I'm gonna have to explain, guys.
Quick disclaimer, they don't really have to explain if they don't want to. I mean, if they really didn't want to explain any of this, they could have just cut it out and just not shown it at all. So the reason they're showing it is because they haven't got fuck all else to film, and they need the views. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but there you go.
So, I weren't sure if we were even going to talk about this on the vlogs, because we like to keep our vlogs happy vibes.
Would that be the happy vibes when you're ranting at your haters, or ranting at the bad service you received in a restaurant, or ranting at somebody else's poor misfortune, or ranting at your own poor misfortune? Everything is a rant to you. So yeah, happy vibes.
But
I'm going to make sure you get all the details correct, factually correct.
Basically, near to the start, when we were in France, long story short, our van got burgled.
Whilst we were in it.
It was a night time. It was about 2 a.m. 2 or 3, was it?
Yeah.
It was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and
I was sat up editing inside.
Chris was sat up editing inside the van. He has like a little, he sits kind of on the step at the back of the van, just it's kind of in the middle of the van, so keep like in between me in the back and the girls and Jace in the front. And he was sat there editing, and
all of a sudden the front curtains burst open and a torch shone in my face, and a man with a balaclava was stood there.
Still stood there, yeah.
And I literally pooed myself.
Don't some of your kids sleep at the front of the van where those curtains are? I'm just saying that would be a little bit more worrisome for me personally if a stranger came in and broke in and your kids were right there.
I've never ever been instantly so scared in my entire life, but my reaction was good though. I jumped straight up.
I don't know if your reaction was, he jumped up, ran out after him.
Obviously my reaction was right. I'm protecting my family, right? But I jumped out of the van quicker than lightning after this guy. Literally chased him. He was gone in seconds.
Chris is stood there in his boxers and his socks. Boxers and socks. Shouting, "Come on then, where are you? Show yourself!"
Absolutely, indeed, absolutely. Oh my word, Chris in his boxers and his socks. Why are you sat there editing in your boxers and socks anyway? You've got young teenage girls just in there in the van anyway, right? And you're running after him, shouting, "Come on then, where are you? Come on!" You don't actually know if this person is armed. I mean, if nothing else, he's got a bloody screwdriver. That's how he got in, isn't it? A screwdriver, those are quite lethal weapons used in the wrong way, under the wrong conditions. I'm just saying, possibly not the best idea. I mean, I don't know what you planned on fighting him with, I can imagine. Well, no, actually, it's not that big. Anyway.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was saying.
Did you say, "Come on"? What were you shouting then?
A few more rude words.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. I'm not going to shout those, am I? No. But obviously that got the attention of the truckers around us who came out and were helping Chris. So then they were all walked
around. Like a
around.
hunting mob looking for this guy, but there was.
Obviously, he drove off. He'd got in a car and gone, or what? I don't know. But
Chris, you mean to tell me you didn't deck your new RV out in a multitude of CCTVs or anything? Your old van just basically was full of cameras pointing here, there and everywhere. Surely you've got at least one camera that can pick up where this person is, where he got into his van or his car or whatever, and where he went to. Nobody, not one trucker has like a camera or anything that could. No, okay.
Truckers were saying basically that this is the trick you need to do. Like, this is what all truckers do, and we didn't know this.
No, the thing about that night was that you have to also understand is that night we'd been driving for a while, and we wanted to stop for the night, and we were done. But all the truck stops, all the service stations, which we've said at millions of times before, and are perfectly safe to stay in, were all full, completely run over with trucks everywhere. And so we tried 5 service stations and France is full of service stations and then airs. So in between service stations you've got airs, which are just parking areas for anybody, cars, caravans, motorhomes, truckers, to stop and sleep when they're tired, and they've got toilets, right, but no services. So we stopped. So finally, our 6th stop, trying to stop for the night, was this particular air, and it had one space, and we felt so grateful. We're just like,
it was very quiet air though. It felt different. It was quiet.
It was a bit.
It was field on the other side.
Well, yeah, it was quiet, but it was also a very big air. We haven't been in one as big as that. It was massive. And it was just an opportunistic idiot who obviously drives around these places looking for little opportunities like that. And unfortunately, we discovered that the front door locks of these vans have got a weakness where you can drill up into the door handle.
Because the doors were locked, like we would never settle down, put the kids to sleep.
That's why there's a
us go to sleep.
On there.
Even when Chris is still up editing, he would never chill out editing at the back whilst the doors were unlocked. We would never ever do that.
Yeah, whilst I agree, you probably wouldn't do that. I happen to know that you have done as stupid things to put your kids in danger in the past, so who knows?
Everything was locked.
Everything was locked up, but we didn't know that if you get a screwdriver or drill or whatever, there's a weak part in these doors, what this trucker told us. And when we looked it up online afterwards and did our own research, that he'd literally screwdrivered in and then just been able to flick the thing up.
Anyway.
And then he opened the door.
Yeah, long story short, when we get home, these locks are getting upgraded for sure.
Yeah.
And also since then, I've been putting, whenever we stay anywhere that's not on like a campsite or something, I've been putting these the seat belts through the handles of the doors and then locking them, because even if someone pops a lock, they physically cannot open the door then.
No, you can't.
The door's jammed shut.
The door's completely jammed. And you can't fit, like I said before, the trucker was saying that's what I do, but they gave us some tips like on things that you can buy to make it safer as well, or things that you can just do like hand it, and we've done both. We went to a store straight away the next morning. We bought like these metal what is it, like a metal small clamp thing.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but personally, if this had happened to me and I was on a holiday, I was in my van and a person burst into my van where 6 of my children, six, I think I got 6 or 5, fuck's sake, I don't know. All my children were sleeping, right? If I'm not too sure that I'd want to carry on this holiday. I think I might just want to turn around and go home, go back to the sanctity, the safety of my own house. But then again, this is the Inghams. They will carry on regardless, because that's what they do.
A metal thing that we've put in the doors now, so nobody can drill to even get into the thing. But even if they did,
they'd make a lot of noise.
Basically, but that was fun in France.
I didn't hear this guy doing what he was doing. Obviously, my headphones were in and I was editing, but still, I normally can hear everything.
Well, I'm a very, very, very light sleeper, and I didn't hear him do it. And none of the girls or Jace woke up at all. We didn't even tell them about it for a good few days, did we?
Hang on, I'm sorry, Sarah. What? None of the kids woke up during this whole experience. Somebody broke in, shone a light into the van, and Chris got up, ran outside, shouting, "Come on then, let's have you!" And he was so loud that all the truckers around you woke up, got up, came out to help. You had a big search party going on, and during this whole experience, not one of your children woke up. My God. Sorry.
Because we didn't want them to.
No, we only had to tell them in the end because we got caught out.
Yeah, we got caught out.
Esme,
no, it's because you was like, we need to do this, we need to do that, and then Esme's like really inquisitive.
So you told the kids willingly, you told them, let's assume for a second that everything you said actually happened and the children did not wake up during this whole thing, and then you go and tell them why you told them. I mean, these kids, right, they've got to live in that van, right? That's their only safety net in life right now, is that van. And you've now told them that it's no longer safe and that somebody was actually inside that van whilst they were asleep. And you think that that's okay to tell your children that? Oh my God, she is an absolute idiot.
Why are you doing this? Well, why are you doing this now when you've not done?
Never drops it.
She didn't drop it. Well, why are you doing this now when you've not done this for like the first 3 weeks or whatever, however long it was? And and there were too many questions, so we just told them. And do you know what? We're very. I don't like to keep secrets anyway.
It's not a secret. It's protecting your kids. That's not keeping a secret from them. It's shielding them from something which could potentially cause some trauma. Most likely would cause some trauma. Do you remember when Jace couldn't sleep? Do you remember that? Do you remember that time when he couldn't sleep because he had too many nightmares? He was told too many bad stories, basically. And he couldn't sleep because of that. Do you remember the time when Isla was having trouble sleep? Well, probably still doesn't sleep in her own bedroom because she had too much trauma going on in her head. This is the sort of thing that will make them never sleep again, right? And you told them, fucking hell.
So, I think it was a good thing that we told them. And it's not bothered them now.
This happened like in France. That was
yeah, it happened at the start of the trip in France. So,
So it just didn't bother them. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it didn't bother them, bloody hell. So you just carried on your merry little way, having had this really bad experience where your children were at very real and present danger, and you two just carried on sleeping in the back bedroom, out of the way, whilst your kids are in the front bit, you know, at risk of... I'm sorry, Sarah, it feels like something that you wouldn't do. You'd want to sleep where your children are, or put them back, you know, maybe allow them to sleep in your bedroom instead. Something to put minds at ease, even if it's your own mind, you know, even if the kids appear to be feeling or sounding safe, but you as a parent, your parental instinct would be just to try and protect them a little bit more, hold them a bit closer, a bit tighter, but no, not Sarah Ingham. No, she is one free spirit, is that one. What the hell?
So France to call me tall, all my bank account in talls.
don't forget that 500.
Oh, my 500, oh, that's another story for another day.
That's another story for another day. But yeah, it was
France
a bit...
it's tall on us, man.
It was a bit unnerving, but I want to just say that doesn't mean, oh no, I'm not going to France now because it's such a scary, dangerous country.
No,
it's not. It was just you get things like this absolutely everywhere. It's not put us off travelling. We've made some adjustments and amendments so it can't ever happen again, obviously, but it happens everywhere. It was just one of those things. We were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, and just think as well, think of how many thousands of miles we've travelled through Europe, Ireland, wherever, and we do this all the time, and we've stayed in airs all the time, and this has never ever happened before. It's a complete random one-off.
It's just a completely random one-off, yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously it's a random one-off, you know. I mean, no need to be scared of everything you do forever because one bad thing happens. However, it would make you think twice, you know, about risking your kids and taking your kids around and exposing them to the risk unnecessarily, but no.
Not to mention that, but every single person that does what we do as well, like they all use airs. Everyone, it's generally airs are very, very safe and very good. Just got very unlucky.
It can happen anyways. But they took off with Chrissy's expensive phone, which were a bit annoying because we've only had those not even 6 months, have we?
Yeah,
so you and your boxers didn't scare him off too quickly. If he had the time to look around and take your phone, you know.
To replace it.
Hi, sweetheart.
If anyone uses a sat-nav for trucks, basically TomTom Go app is very, very good, but it doesn't have the truck feature on iOS, so you have to use it on Android, so I had to buy another Android device to be able to run it. That's why I had the other phone with us to run that.
It's just more frustrating because he's not got nothing with that phone, because the phones that we've got have got this option on it where you can completely disable the phone straight away. So as soon as you know it's been taken, completely disabled.
Instantly wiped.
Instantly wiped. It won't even turn on, which is what we did straight away, obviously. But it's just all those memories and pictures and everything that we've lost now.
On the plus side, obviously, he doesn't get to read Chris's DMs. You know, that is always a bonus. You need to protect Christopher.
Anyway, so that's my little makeshift. I can't get a drill or screwdriver up there anymore. Effort without making a lot of noise on both of the front doors, and when we get home these will be totally replaced with high security ones that have like a thing that come around here, which I had no idea about until now, that prevent people from being able to drill the locks and get in. All the locks in the rear are completely electronic. There is no locks on the outside that you can drill or mess about with. They're completely like thief proof. You cannot get in the back of this unless you have the key fob to physically unlock it electronically. So all the back's secure and good. It's just the front. But anyway, moving on. Time to get back on the good vibes for today.
Everyone get strapped in and let's get ready to go.
That was supposed to be just a nice door transition, that. Never mind a 5-minute spiel about some random thing that happened in France.
Some random thing that happened, indeed. Kids nearly get taken, kids nearly get killed. Random thing that happened, never mind, eh? So yeah, that was Chris and his, he was the saviour of the day. He chased the burglar away. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, if you got to this part of the video, please type in the comments to let me know the word clickbaiter, because that is the word of the day. And thank you all so much. Until next time, have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye. I just need you as a clickbaiter. You're just a jealous hater.